Francisco in Week 18. That head-to-head to come. We also know what's in front of us in the NFC South. Carolina, Tampa Bay for the hats and the T-shirts.
And what is it about this team where second halves are where you guys are most effective?
Yeah, obviously you'd like to come out a little faster, but I feel like our defense played really well. The entire game really kept us in it, and yeah, we did enough in the second half to win.
How would you describe the confidence level of this team? 6 straight wins as you head into Week 18.
Yeah, we're really confident. I mean, we've been confident all year, ever since we got together in April. So we're just going to keep this thing rolling.
Lastly for you, back in Charlotte, a place where you had some pivotal years in your life, both on and off the field.
Yeah.
What was this experience like?
It was unbelievable, man. You know, these fans are great. I always love playing in front of these fans. The city's amazing, so I'm glad to be back.
Great to see you, man. Congrats.
Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it.
All right, so a moment there for Sam Darnold in a place where he saw some struggle. He's seeing success now. A slow start once again for the Seattle offense, but they find enough in the second half, and now a win over the Niners away from a 1 seed. Back in studio with the fellas, Jonathan Jones, Joe Musso, Bryant McFadden, Patrick Peterson. We will get to that NFC South matchup for the division. I first want a thought here on the Seattle Seahawks around the horn because I'm having a hard time seeing a 1 seed. I'm having a hard time seeing the team that will control the NFC because of those first 30 minutes. 2 touchdowns over the last 7 games in the first half. Is that the sort of inefficiency that spells disaster when we do talk postseason?
Not necessarily because of Seattle Seahawks, because this is what they do. They play mucky games. And throughout this season, we have seen them overcome it. When it is, let's say, the Denver Broncos, perhaps, we're not necessarily loving that they start out so slowly, that they're behind heading into the fourth quarter. But when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks, and this goes back even to the Russell Wilson days, right? There are guys on this team who weren't even there during those days where they always played strange, weird contests. So I'm used to this for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't necessarily hold it against them. Do I think that this is the best way to try to win a Super Bowl? No, absolutely not. You want more offense. You want your quarterback to be better in the first half so you're not always playing these disgusting games in weather. But Seattle gets the 1 seed. Guess what you're probably going to get in January in Seattle? You're probably going to get weather. You know they're bringing their defense. You believe that Zach Charbonnet continues to have his stranglehold on that number 1 running back position. And Sam Darnold, limit the mistakes. They can win those tight games. So, again, not something that's going to make them the DVOA darlings of the NFL, certainly offensively, but they can still win these games to make it to Santa Clara.
I just think it's going to come down to who they play in the first round, because if there's an offense like the Los Angeles Rams that can put points on the board and the Seattle Seahawks start off the way that they have been starting off games, it can put them in behind the 8 ball. We saw them get behind in that ball game and find themselves winning that ball game, allied the refs coming back to replay a play after the guys lined up on the kickoff.
I mean, hey, the refs are going to be in the playoff game too.
They are. But anywho, I do not trust Sam Darnold to get out of a hole like this if they're playing a prolific offense like a Los Angeles Rams, just because what the pressure that's going to be put on him in a win or go home moment. So their defense can carry them, but if they get down in the playoff game like they have been throughout the season, I believe that spells trouble.
To your point, Pat, it's Sam Darnold digging them out of the hole, but someone's got to throw the ladder, and it's been the defense or the special teams. The win against Atlanta, second half sparked by Rashid Shaheed's touchdown. The win against L.A., they were dead to rights until the Rashid Shaheed punt return touchdown. Here, it's 2 turnovers that turn into points in a 3-minute span. Where are you at on this team?
I believe they could get things, get it done, meaning get to San Francisco, especially if they get the 1 seed, because that automatically gives them a spot into the second round. That makes everything go through Seattle in the playoffs. And their defense, they're very, very physical. They have the best pressure rate in the National Football League, so they're pressuring quarterbacks the best, and they're sacking quarterbacks as well. They're opportunistic. They take the football away, and they have a hellified special teams unit, especially with Rashid Shaheed when he has the football in his hands. We all question the same player with the Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold. But Sam Darnold is still doing enough for them to win ball games or to fight from behind to get back into to be in positions to win ball games. And that's something that you got to hang your hat on with Seattle. So, yes, it's ugly. It might not be the most convincing way in how they're winning ball games, but they're winning. And yesterday when we got ready for this game, myself and JJ, and I talked to JJ about this line. Depending on where you were shopping, it was 7.5, 6.5, right? Seeing how well Carolina has been playing, especially at home. The last NFC West team they played at home, which was the Rams, they beat the Rams. And I said, that line is very, very tricky because it's almost, Vegas, they're begging you to do what? Take Carolina with the points. And with how ugly this game was, they still won by 17.
Pulled away in the fourth.
That's what good teams do. You know, it's almost like what we talked about with Pittsburgh and our recap with the Steelers and the Browns. Playing against a team you're supposed to beat, you find ways to do so. But the really, really good teams, they do so in a convincing way. But when you watch the game with Seattle, it didn't look convincing. When you look at the final score, they beat them by 17. They covered the spread easily.
That's what good teams do. What great teams do is they don't put themselves in that sort of scenario because there's going to be a day in the next few weeks where if you put yourself in that scenario, there's a better team standing across from you.
My rebuttal to that, when you talk about being good and great right now, I don't want to be great right now.
No.
I want to be great when the playoffs start.
Okay, we're getting there.
And the reason why I say that, the reason why I say
it's about that time.
But it's about that time. The reason why I say that is because I look at our 2005 Super Bowl run. When we finished the regular season, we were really, really good. We became great in the playoffs. But the momentum that we created in the ending of the regular season, that put us in that spot to be a great team, which put us in the spot to win the championship.
How many gold jackets and future gold jackets on that?
On that team,
I digress.
I digress. I can give you the names if you want me to.
I want to see more out of Seattle. They show us enough in a condensed 30 minutes in the second half in this one. Once again, you can't argue with that. They are, again, a win over San Francisco in Week 18, away from having the whole thing come through them and that all coveted bye. I do want to pivot us here to the NFC South because someone's got to win it. We've been saying it could come down to this Week 18 matchup. It is going to come down to this Week 18 matchup in Tampa. Carolina making the trip there. We have an early look line courtesy of our friends at FanDuel. Tampa Bay, a 3.5-point favorite. I'm not sure I see it the same, Mac.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers that just lost handily to the Miami Dolphins and Quinn Ewers.
Those Tampa Bay Buccaneers favored here in this Week 18 matchup. Again, in Tampa, aboard the pirate ship. What do you see with the South on the line between those two teams?
I mean, I don't trust either team. And both teams, they are not deserving to be in the playoffs.
Neither one of them?
Neither one of them, based on how inconsistent they've been. I mean, let's keep it real.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I mean, playoff teams are teams you trust. At moments. You don't trust either team. Both teams have let you down tremendously, especially the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'll say this, and I was with JJ yesterday, right, getting ready for the Saturday slate as we previewed the Sunday slate. The thing I said about Carolina, they haven't won back-to-back games since early October. So if you follow Carolina's trend, Pat P, they win, they lose. They win, they lose. They win, they lose. What did it do last week? They won. What did it do today?
We're just following the trend.
So if you follow the trend, JJ.
So you're taking the Panthers.
Yes. If you follow the trend, Carolina Panther fans that are watching us faithfully, you know exactly I am not lying. When I'm lying, tell me to shut up, I'll shut up. No one has told me to shut up yet. They win, they lose, they win, they lose. That's the only thing I can bank on with this matchup next week. That trend with Carolina.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, unfortunately, for the last 2 months, they lose, they lose, they lose, they win, they lose, they lose, they lose. It's been a tough
stretch. There it is right there. Look
for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pat P, any sort of flickers of hope for this Tampa team that they can get it sorted? The quarterback doesn't look right now.
Yeah, quarterback doesn't look right. Defense giving up too many splash plays on the back end. The running game is not there. Baker Mayfield's not comfortable. If they do make the playoff bid, they're going to be limping and probably going to be on an early exit. So right now, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, this last month of football, they have not looked like they did in the first month and a half of football. So this is a big letdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to have that lead on that division and let it come down to Week 18.
I mean, 6-2 going into Halloween. You know, Halloween is a long time ago. They've won one game since Halloween.
Wow.
They won one game since
Halloween is October 31st.
that.
right?
Yeah, this year it fell on the 31st. Yeah. Joe, what was the line for next week?
3.5.
3.5.
3.5 home side.
For a team that has won one game since Halloween.
And they lost to Quinn Ewers.
Maybe you're making the number based off of, at most, a 2-point home advantage for that team. You're still saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the same football field with the Carolina Panthers are 1.5, 2 points better. I'm not saying that. They're saying that.
Vegas.
And Carolina just beat them 23-20.
Game-winning interception. Left hand win.
That's stunning to me, especially like Baker Mayfield, again, to your point, he doesn't look right. He is clearly playing hurt. And when Baker Mayfield plays hurt, he doesn't play well.
Yep.
We saw it in the last year in Cleveland. We are seeing it this year because he was not hurt when they were 6-2. And now these injuries are starting to mount. Joe, can I nerd out one quick moment here?
By all means.
Because actually this Week 18 game,
there is a wrinkle.
There is a small wrinkle where the Carolina and Tampa game may actually not matter. And Carolina would still win the division. If Atlanta, and I know this is a big if, but if the Falcons can beat the Rams on Monday night, and then the Falcons would play the Saints, and if the Falcons play the Saints in Week 18, you would have an 8-9 Falcons team that's already been eliminated from the playoffs. You could have Tampa win next week. You'd have an 8-9 Bucks team. And then you would have Carolina lose, and you would have an 8-9 Carolina team. 3 teams at 8-9 in the NFC South. Carolina would win that tiebreaker based off of how they are 3-1 against those 2 teams, and the Bucks would be